Good morning. Hello. Welcome to a new video of Crypto Michael. And today we're going to discuss Bitcoin and Ethereum, as with every $50 drop, people start to freak out and expecting a new March crash to occur. Well, funny story, we've got way more corona cases as in March, but the panic is still not on that level. And as long as the panic is not on the same level, or as long as we don't get the global lockdown within a week or so, I think we're just continuing with the markets. Tech is still doing fine. However, we've seen that yesterday Netflix had some bad numbers, so they dropped heavily. I think if Amazon or Apple makes a U-turn, then everything drops. But people also have the nature to start talking about correlations when the S&P drops down. But they are not discussing correlations when the S&P goes up and Bitcoin does nothing. So I think it's just a biased view from people. So therefore we're going to analyze Bitcoin for a little bit, as that's probably the most important one right now. And what we see is that we still have the upwards trending structure. However, we also know, as we have discussed yesterday on Twitter, we've got a downwards trending structure, which makes that everybody is either very bullish or either very bearish. So there's nothing in between, and people are in conflict. So I guess it's 50-50 right now, given that we've got these lower highs and we've got the higher lows. And these higher lows are still there since beginning of March. We also have people that are still claiming that we have lower highs and that we are in a downwards trend, which makes that we are in a complete conflict situation. What is necessary to hold? Well, we have been saying that the 8.7 to 9k level is necessary to hold, and we're holding it right now. We've tapped it twice and we bounced back up, which means that if we go back there again, I'm assuming we're going to make a bearish rejection of 9k and start dropping down further. So if we go back beneath it, I assume that this level at 8.6 is not going to hold, or maybe for a short-term bounce, and then 9k is going to be a bearish rejection zone, and then we're just going to roll over. And when we roll over, I'm not assuming we're going to bounce at 7.7. I think with the impact of this drop, we skip the level and probably wick towards the 6.8k zone and then immediately bounce back up. So then you get like a huge wick like we see on many of these drops. But I assume that once we drop below this 8.6, 8.7 zone, I anticipate that many stops are getting triggered and we're starting to see a very fast-paced drop, in which low 7k should be the level that you should be watching. And I think if that occurs, we are done with dropping, and then we just consolidate and continue the upwards grind. And then probably we have basically tested every level downwards, and I just don't want to see it drop below mid 6k's, as we have taken all the lows. We've tested all the levels already on the downside. So if we want to drop, I don't want to see the drop too far down, as when the market is really bullish, you don't want to give the people that are waiting for 7k another opportunity to buy back in, as they had a huge opportunity to buy in that range for months. So I'm still expecting the breakout to be upwards, given that we have got many untested levels still there, and we've basically just tested everything on the downside. So now, what's the bullish case? Well, we have discussed that as well. Right now we are in between thoughts. We are on support, so I'll just zoom in for a little bit. This 4-hour block, and I have to do it right. The 4-hour block is currently holding as support, And I think if we break this slight downtrend here, in which we get a structure like this, I think we're going to see a rally to 9.6 in a very fast-paced manner. As then, currently we are acting beneath support, but we are on a different supports. That's what you see occur in a small range. You see many resistance and support levels close to each other, and I believe that if we get another drop down, we might be getting a bullish diff on a lower time frame. For instance, here, if we make another drop down, you will get these bullish diffs you see many times on drop downs. Let's see if we can find one. Here is one bullish diff, drop down, rally upwards to previous support, rejection, another drop down to take liquidity beneath the previous low, and then rally up. Similar in this case. And you can find many of these occasions. This is also one. So most likely we're going to see a rejection again at 91.70 and then another test of support. And then I will assume we'll go towards 9k. And when we go towards 9k and hold there, the breakout of this structure will probably lead towards a rally of 9.3 first, then retest and continuation. I'm not expecting the price to bounce back up immediately, but that's also an option. In that case, we don't get the 9k retest and we just break up towards 9.3 already, and then the flip of the range low at 9165 or 92. That's going to be the level that you want to look for longs. And then we still have some untested levels, which is 9.4 and 9.6, and we got it at 9.9. So during August we can just continue ranging, but then we range to the upside. You can see that this structure can go on until the mid-September levels before the breakout occurs. So if we break up, I think the whole alt season thing is going to continue for weeks, and that's what we like. But if we get in the range of 10 to 10.5k, I think you should be aware that Bitcoin breakout will cause pain to the altcoins, and then you want to be out of every altcoin. Where does this remind me from? Well, any of these structures we had here, in which we were hovering sideways for months, and then the huge breakout occurred. These were exactly opposites of each other, in which 6k broke, and we had a huge impulsive wave as we dropped towards 3k. In this case, the 4k level broke and we rallied towards 14k. So if we get the exact same pressure as we had on the 4k barrier or on the 6k support, and we get towards here, I would be unsurprised if we reverse at 11k. I think that if we break towards the upside at 10k, that we are done with the downwards pressure and we're going to see levels we've not seen for a few years. And then we're going to test the range between 15 to 17k first. Then total market cap still following the plan, so nothing to worry. We're still anticipating the levels we have to hold, and the big difference is that the 7k zone on Bitcoin hasn't been tested, but it has been tested on total market cap. This level is not tested, but that's okay. This level is tested, so we have flipped all the zones. Another one tested the previous level. This level is tested as well in June. Now the level at 255 billion is being tested. And what you see is that once we break up, this breaker is probably being caused by Ripple or Ethereum moving first. But the trend is up, and if we break the highs, we're going to see a significant rally, and then the market is doing really, really well. So level to hold is 255 billion. We already made a new high, which is different than Bitcoin, which means that altcoins are doing better than Bitcoin nowadays. We've got a hidden bullish divergence, implying we're continuing the movements, and altcoin market cap doing well as it broke up and made a new high. So based on altcoins market cap, we are currently holding the previous high, made a new higher high, so we're still trending up heavily. And the same here. If we start to continue moving, you usually see the trend right now, and now you start to see acceleration to the upside. So that what we've seen here is acceleration, flipping levels, continuation, and I think the exact same will occur in the coming period as well. If we take the high in this zone, we likely start to accelerate, and then we start to accelerate towards 180 billion. And that's probably because of Ethereum moving fast, and if Ethereum moves, you know that 90% of the markets will move. Ethereum USDT, I think I have to get the other one, as I'm using two templates. Yes. Ethereum, we've made this plan for months ago, I think beginning of June. We've made this one, and we've made the exact same plan since the first video on Ethereum. Level to hold, we know the drill. It is 224 to 229. That has to hold, and if we do and we bounce back up towards 246, it seems very likely that we're going to break through this resistance, as we have been testing this resistance many times. If we break below 225, any bearish retest is a short opportunity, and then we're going to target the longs around $200 or probably around 170. But that seems far away from now and still unlikely given the market sentiment and structure. So I'm assuming that we're consolidating for a little while, and then we break back up towards 247 and we can anticipate a breakout. And then you see the next levels, 293.30 and $400. For 15, I think the last one should be a nice swing target, and maybe even a level towards $530 should be very nice for the coming markets. Alright, that was my video for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow with a new video. If you like the video, please like beneath. If you want to stay tuned to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And see you back tomorrow.